Good afternoon and happy Sunday. Hope everyone is doing well. Welcome back. Today we'll hopefully finish off this Longines 2824. Yesterday we got it so that it was ticking. I haven't checked on it today, so we'll see how it's doing, see if it stops. Nope. She's still going nice and healthily. Sorry if you hear any background noise. I've currently got a fan aircon going on. It is really warm today. Very warm. Right, finger cots are on. Make sure focus is good. So yeah, today we'll get the Longines finished off. All we have to do is do the automatic, dial side, see if we can case it up, and then we have the Tissot, which is stripped down. It's been given to me. I've got all the parts for it. I didn't strip it down. I'm not too familiar with the caliber, so we'll have some fun with that. Dropping things. But hope everyone has had a good weekend. Ready for another week. I'll probably be on for a few hours today. Probably won't be on as long as I was yesterday, but we should still be able to get a decent amount done. So I was going to start greasing up the posts for the components on the dial side. If the background noise from that fan is a bit too much, I can turn it off. But it is very warm today. Definitely feeling a bit more like summer. But no rest for the wicked. Still got much to do. There we go. Cannon pinion, get this greased and fitted. This shouldn't take us too long. As in finishing off the 2892. It's the Tissot that will probably take the time. Press our cannon in. The minute wheel. I also turn off that fan. I feel like it's affecting the microphone a bit too much. Let's carry on. I might actually use the other movement holder for this, just to make sure I've got a firm grip of the base plate. I'm actually going to get the date disc in place. Otherwise some of these top plates might be a struggle getting in. Right, let's carry on. Oh, got some magnetized parts, or at least my screwdriver. Have to demag that in a bit. It's sticking. There we go. Okay, that's that screw down. Next is to get the mechanism cover plate on. Just gonna hold it with my hand pushers. And get that screwed down. There we go. That data disc should now be pretty secure. We've only got one little bit left to do on the dial side. Get the dial on, hands, and then just the automatic. That can go on last. And this bit's a bit tedious. Trying to latch this wheel on without it falling out of place. There we go. And then just to get the spring to properly engage. Lovely. Okay. Only thing left is the hour wheel. It's a bit out of focus. There we go. That should be good. Very warm today. I'm just going to open the door 1 second. There's some fresh air in. All we have left is the darn house to put on. Oh, and don't forget the dial washer. Okay, dial's on. Dial is now secured. All we have left is to do the hands. The case I haven't cleaned, but honestly it should be okay. It's pretty clean. I haven't worn it too much. This is one of my own watches, so I'm just going to leave it as it is for the time being. Good afternoon. Good afternoon, Frank. Hope you're doing well. Hope you've had a good weekend. Having a good Sunday. So what I'm going to do is just set the time until the date changes over, and that's where we're going to set the hour hand. Oh, wrong function. Okay, just went over. And this watch has some lovely blue hands. Get this set to 12. Just a slightly bigger hand pusher. No, lol, I'm struggling with the case. Oh dear. What's the what in particular is the issue? Is it just don't want it to close? Something broken? Okay, it's just ticked over again, and our hand is close to 12, but it's just ever so slightly off. It's a shame, when I get my finger cots involved with the zoomed in camera, it just messes with the light. Might have to check out the properties on it. That'll be after stream though. Right, reset. Designing and building your own watch. That sounds like it's quite a monumental task. Try and get the dimensions right for a movement. Beautiful, right. That just changed over bang on 12 pretty much. Yeah, building your own watch. There's issues with case dimensions, trying to get things to fit properly. In reference to the movement. Just getting my minute hand cleaned up. Making sure my hour hand is bang on 12. Just trying to get that minute hand perfectly aligned and distance between the hour hand. There we go, that should be good. That's pretty much turning over at 12. I'll try it once more. I'm actually going to put the hour hand, not the hour hand, sorry, the minute hand back just a little bit. It's not quite perfect. Yeah, my watch case is square and I'm using an ETA movement. Oh, so you're going to need a movement holder to fit correctly into the case, unless the case comes pre-cut to actually fit the 2824. So I'm not sure if it's going to have the housing or you have to create a movement holder for your movement. Hello Nate, hello Noel, hope you're doing well. So early, yeah, we're early today. We are very early today. But I can't really do what I've done yesterday because I've got work tomorrow, so now's basically the only time I can. I've got everything so far done that I needed to, chores wise and adulting. You know how it be. Yeah, early one today. I'll be online for a few hours. Right, just taking off minute hand. You're actually building the case as well? Oh, very nice. Are you making it out of precious metal? Silver, gold? Or are you going with stainless steel? Or an alternative material? Because I imagine it'd be easier to do it with precious metal, silver or gold. I'm not sure how you go about doing it in steel. Unless you're machining it. But I've never built a case before, so I was just thinking because I know how to solder silver on gold, so I'd be able to make a frame for a case if I needed to. I can do repairs on precious metal casing, but not stainless steel. It'd be interesting to know what you're making out of, what material. Right, I'm happy with that. That's good. Working on the prototype using bronze. Okay. Yeah, I think I've seen a couple of bronze watches. You don't see them, but if it's a prototype, is there or a different material that you're going to use for the finished product? If it's like a test, you're going to use something else for the finish. Silver filled watch would be interesting. It would. Yeah, silver's quite nice to work with. How are you making it? Are you casting it? Are you using gold? Is it going to be machined? I'm just quite curious as to how you're going to go about it. Could be machined, cast, or quite how. Right. Second hand. I'm just going to use the barrel closing tool as a support for the underside or the underneath. It's very easy to bend the train bridge. There we go. Got clearance, which is good. Making your own custom gold case. That's very neat. Which ETA movement? Using the 2824, 92, 2892, or is it a chronograph? You can use the 7750. Or what's the manual wind one? I know there's a manual wind ETA as well. It's quite simple, nice and easy to work on. It's like a 6 something something. Yeah, you're making out of bronze. Oh, sorry, what's that? I can't read it. But you're machining it. One wrong move and it's ruined. Yeah. You'll be very, very careful. ETA 7001. Let me just, I was going to quickly Google that. Not a caliber I'm too familiar with, but I might have seen it. Oh yes. Very nice. Yeah, not one I've seen too much. Only 2.5 millimeters in depth. Dress watch. Very nice. It's quite sleek. That's because that ETA movement looks quite thin. It's quite a thin movement. Not cheap, nope. Not going to be cheap, especially if you're doing it in gold. It's a shame that a lot of the older dress watches that you can find. Oh, sorry. People will like scrap the gold from the watch, which is, it's a real shame. but you're making one. So I'm not really talking for what I'm doing at the moment. I'm just casing it back up, so I'm just resting the movement in the center part of the case. I turn it over, and then from here I can at least get the clamps in, stem and crown, hold it in position. Movement is 2.5mm deep, watch is about 8.5mm deep. 8.5, nearly a centimetre. Because I know you can get some really like flat movements, or really flat watches, should I say. I wasn't sure if you were going for like a super slim, a really slim watch. But 8.5. I'll have to measure this one up to see how thick it is by comparison. Let's get some Fumble Lube on the tube, and we can get a stem and crown in. Yeah, I wish I had some advice for you, but making watch cases isn't something I'm too familiar with. I've done repairs on pocket watch cases and precious metal cases, but I haven't made one. Alright, crown and stem just slipped right in. You'd love to see it. Now let's get these clamps in place. At least secure the movement to the center part of the case. Come on, you. It's like not quite lined up. There we go. Clamp wasn't quite in position, but it is now. .5 really thin, isn't it? I want to see if I can find a watch to compare it to of a similar thickness. Let me have a little look. Well, oh, sorry, I just nudged my camera. So I mean, this Seiko is about 9. So I'd say it's a pretty standard kind of thickness, 8.5, 9, 9.5. Quite a standard thickness, I think, for a watch. Sorry, let me go back onto this camera. I wouldn't say it's thin, because you can get some really thin watches. I don't think what the thinnest I've worked on is. worked with some tiny watches, but not recently. Okay, so this is now all secured in, the movement secured to the case. I'm going to assemble the automatic, so we can get the automatic in, and I'm going to see if I can get it cased up. I do have a glass press. Obviously both the bezel and the case back on this will need to be clamped shut. Just want to make sure I've got the right tools for the job. I'll put this aside. Is there anything? Yeah, okay. Let me just take this apart. So I assembled this to make sure I had the right screws set aside for the rotor. Now I'm going to take that apart. Okay, just move the rotor aside for the time being. Not going to need that. What we want is this. Oh, what have I got? Hole in my finger cup. Let's get a new finger cup. Yeah, this one was just a nice straightforward service. Just need a little bit of TLC. Yeah, we're a little bit earlier today. I'll be on for a few hours. It can't be up quite as late as it was yesterday. And this is where the muscle memory kicks in, knowing where everything needs to go. Okay. Move that down. Oh, not quite down. There we go. Just making sure all the wheels are turning. I'm going to quickly grease up those pivot jewels. And on the other side. Right, a bit more grease so we can fit this wheel. There we go. So all I've got to do now is re-screw the 3 screws I just took out for the back to hold the rotor in place. My watch is 36mm square. I'd say 36 is a good size. I mean, I wear a 34 and it fits quite nicely. I know that today's motto is more so bigger is better. But yeah, but it looks bigger on the wrist because of its squareness. It probably does fit out a lot more than a regular or standard watch. Probably does look a little bit beefier. There's 2 screws, 1 left. There we go. So the automatic is now all done, all greased and assembled. It's your first attempt, you're a 70 retired builder. So there's a little kind of a project on the side. Have you ever built something like this before, on this kind of size or scale? Sounds like you've got the tools for it. Tools and equipment. There we go. Before I put in the automatic, let's go put in the stop piece. I'll slide it in. Alright, a bit fiddly, but it's in. Nope. There we go. It falls into position. I've always wanted a really nice watch, but could never afford one, so I thought I'll just build my own. That's the way to do it. Build it how you like as well. Okay, so there's 3 screws hold down the automatic. 3 blue screws. That's 2 in, 1 left. Milling the case as we speak. I hope it all goes well. Hopefully you have success with this prototype. Sorry, my fingers and thumbs are in the way there, but all 3 screws are now down and secure. So the only thing left to do is to case it up. And this is where it's going to get fun. I'm just going to make sure, oh actually no, before I do that, I'm just going to put a little bit of oil on the ball bearing. Just a little bit of oil. There we go, got a tiny bit of overspill. Just clean that up. Already ruined one yesterday, about 10 quid worth of metal, but a lot of time and effort wasted. I think that's, yeah, it's not necessarily the cost of the material, it's the time. That can really sting. Okay, I was going to pull out into this frame. Hopefully today you have some more success, Frank. Let me get my press tool. Nope. Not sure if my press tools are going to really be big enough for this. We'll have a look. You'll see when it's done on YouTube. That's awesome. Yeah, if you can record it and upload it to on YouTube. Your son's a photographer, so he will do the vid. Yeah, that'd be awesome. I'd love to see the process on how you've done it. Be very, very interesting to see how you've managed. Don't want to mark any metal, but okay. Let me see if I have any other presses. I've got aluminium dies, but I haven't got any nylon. Okay, actually, the flatbed, should be okay for the case back. Okay. No, it's dished. Okay, scratch that idea. For a second I thought it was flat. I'll tell you this, it is really hard to get right. I don't doubt that for a second. I believe you. Especially the dial, which I'm also making. What are you gonna make that? What are you making the dial out of? I've seen silver dials. Are you making it out of what do you even make it out of? A silver dial? Gold dial? Match the gold case? Because that would just be like a sheet metal almost. So I could use this die from the front. I've also got to fit the gasket, so dial is a two-tone, copper and silver. Oh, very nice. Now, I'd love to see how the finished product once you've got it complete. Grease. It's working at such small sizes is difficult. Oh, tell me about it. It can be very difficult. You're working with such small tolerances. Actually, no, this can go around here. Making sure we got all the dust taken off from this, because once it's down, not really the easiest thing to take apart and put back together. I'm not sure how this is quite going to go with this one, because my biggest die sits So it's basically level with the glass. Ideally I want a nylon to basically press around the bezel. Let me see if I haven't. Let me just check. Make sure I've got no other dyes. Nope. What I'll try is I'll do it with a little bit of pressure. If it goes down, fantastic. If it's a bit more resilient, I'm gonna not press it together today. Probably won't do it here. I'll need some other dyes to do it safely. If I were to design my own watch, it would be a field watch with fixed lugs. The lugs are being machined from the billet as well. Oh, sweet! So it's going to be all integrated into the case. This Longines is coming together perfectly. It is. Let's just hope pressing it together is all good. I'm actually going to put a protective layer. See if I have any bags somewhere. Just some bits of plastic to try and act as a protector. Before I depress it, just making sure both the lips are at 9. So easily. It'd be very interesting to see how it looks once you've managed to fabricate the case. Oh, sorry. No, I didn't want to go. In which case, yeah, I'm not quite comfortable putting any more pressure with this particular press. I feel like it's going to do more damage than good. It's worth a shot, but I need to really have some nylon presses that are a bit bigger. They get around the bezel, so... Oh, and we just turned off. So for the time being, I'm going to put this Longines aside. Yeah, I just need some better presses for this. Wasn't really wanting to go down. So I'll put this aside. I'll finish it off another time. What strap will I be getting for this one? So this is the strap it came on. It's just a leather, black leather with the butterfly clasp. So that's what it's come with. And that's what I'm going to continue using. So the service on the Longines is done. I'll let it run for a little bit. I'll have to press it down together properly elsewhere where I can have better access to bigger dies, because that die was basically just seaming around the edge of the glass rather than on top of the bezel. I didn't want to put any more pressure down on it, so it's not quite on. Not the end of the world. I'll sort that out later. So I'll put this aside and we can move on to the Tissot. Alright, I'm just going to take a quick little break, have a quick drink. Back in a few minutes and we'll start the Tissot. Oof. I'll see you in a few minutes. Okay, and we're back. So yeah, I put this Longines aside for the time being. I'll have to case it up another time. I need some better dies to properly press it down without damaging it. Which means we'll move on to this Tissot. Now this Tissot I didn't strip down, nor have I cleaned. Another watchmaker has done that, and I'm now going to have to assemble it. Get my finger cots on. Alright, let's put this aside. Also been supplied with a new mainspring. So this has supposedly been cleaned. So all I have to do is assemble it. Let's have a look. I've got two parts. One's got the main parts of movement, the plates, and I just want to transfer all the screws and such into a more organized pile. I'm vaguely familiar with the caliber, but would have been handy to actually strip it down, kind of familiarize myself with it. Doesn't look overly complex. Sure they won't have any problems. Off to Din's, wife's calling me. Enjoy it, my friend, enjoy. Oh, dropping everything. And best of luck with your case. I hope it turns out nice. Then you can move on to your actual case. This has been the prototype. But I hope it all goes well. And have a good evening. Alright, I believe that's everything. Just hope that everything is here and accounted for. Kind of relying on the previous watchmaker who'd done this. I stripped it down to put everything back. So this is a caliber, what was it? 2481. Not one I'm too familiar with. I'd say I've worked on a couple at least. To make sure you're in focus. I'll start off nice and easy and take off the balance. We'll get everything greased on the keyless. We've got a new mainspring. Oh, it's like stuck to the screw. There we go. I thought it felt a bit thick, this movement. It's got the ring on still. Take that off. At least it's pulling out and engaging without any grease. It's always a nice sign. Again, anywhere where metal touches metal, want to grease. Blinding. Hang on. Turn off. Well, not turn off, but dim the light a little bit. Hopefully that helps. It's very, very bright outside. It's very warm. So we do have a new mainspring, which is nice. Just move that out of the way, just get the barrel out. We'll get that greased, get the new mainspring fitted. And there's the mainspring. Quite big. that's what I've been supplied with. So there's the arbor. Oh, no, there it is. And the arbor is quite small for the size of that hole. So we may have to try and close that barrel arbor. Greasing the inside walls of the barrel. There we go. Nope. I need to top up my grease at some point. Put a few splodges down at the base of the barrel. I'm going to open up the pack for the new mainspring. Now, typically, these mainsprings, it's the colour side up. So the blue side would be up. But I just want to make sure. I believe that's correct. I think that looks good to me. Yeah, this mainspring, at least the entrance for the arbor, is way too big. I'm going to have to try and pinch that and close it. Hopefully it doesn't break. It needs a lot of closing. Is it even going to fit? No, she'll fit, she'll fit. So I've got it lined up. I'm just going to take a screwdriver, just press around the edge. Kind of seep it in. Nope, might have just heard it go in. Okay, mainspring is in. Good drink. Okay. I need to close this up. It's way too big. So I'm just gonna, with tweezers, just try and pinch it. Hopefully it doesn't break, but there's a chance it can. But it needs to be closed, it's too big. We're closer now. That's still too much. So a little bit more. Yeah, the entrance for the arbor is just too big, too loose. And obviously, if it's too loose, it's not going to catch, and you can't wind. I'm concerned it's going to break. Oh, nope. It held. It held. Is it in properly? Nope. The back of it's actually been, I was having a little look at the back, it's been chewed up. Don't tell me this is going the wrong way. Ah, okay. Oh. It looks like it may have required to gone in the other way. That's a shame. Right, I was going to take out the mainspring, put it in the other way. Probably not going to see much here. Just unwinding it. Can't see, but if I go to my main cam. Hello. Good evening. Hope you're having a good weekend, everyone. Having a good Sunday. Okay, so it's out. I need to flip it and put it in reverse. We've done the Longines as far as we can get it for the time being. We've now moved on to the Tissot. I'm having to hand wind this in. So, just getting there. Just slow progress. We'll probably still be on for a few hours. It's only what, just gone 6:15. Okay, it's in. So now it's in the other way. I think that's going to work. I think it's going to catch. Ooh, maybe not quite. It's close. It's really close. I'll tighten it just a little bit more. But we are very, very, very close. Right. Let's try and pinch it again. I feel it snagging. It's trying to catch onto the arbor, but it pulled straight out. So it's like it wants to. But you risk breaking the mainspring. Am I doing this? I'm not sure if I really made any progress there, but I'm willing to try again. You might be hearing some sirens around here. I do live in town centre. I've heard a few sirens go off. Okay. Nope, that's good. That's good. I think we've got just enough. So the back's a little bit chewed up. I'm going to quickly investigate. Make sure nothing's protruding out. Okay, it looks like the plating's just... some plating has come loose. A little rub with, yeah, you see the shavings come off. The thing is, if I don't take them off now, or this plating, it'll come off within the barrel and just create a bunch of issues. So it was already weak, it's already coming off. All I'm doing is speeding up the process, preventing any further damage to the barrel mainspring that we've just fitted. It's a shame, but if I don't do it, it's just going to come loose in the barrel. I'm surprised you're able to hear the sirens. A bit of background noise. Why is it plated? Corrosion protection? I don't think it's corrosion protection because it's like a brass base. So it's non-corrosive metals. It's not like it's steel. It's just a I'm not entirely sure if it's a finishing thing. Because you see it on the base plates as well. just a shame that it's just very, very worn. I might just try and scrape this off. There's a little bit on there left, but it's not coming out, so I'm almost tempted to leave it. I'm putting quite a bit of pressure to get it, but it ain't moving. But that should be fine. We'll get some grease on it, fit it to the barrel, and we can start the assembly process properly. Get the train in. Hopefully it gets ticking. Lovely. That went down nicely. Excuse me. Okay, so if memory serves me correctly, center wheel goes in, this plate goes in the center wheel, the barrel goes in upside down. I think that's correct. What I may do is get this up to a point where it's ticking. I'll finish it off tomorrow or some point during the week. And I want to start shooting a few videos. I've got a few in progress at the moment. I want to get some like main channel videos up on the channel now. Whilst it's all good having the streams and some shorts, I need to get some like main channel videos up. That's right, so that plate holds the center wheel. So 2 screws hold down this plate. If you're just joining in, we finished the Longines as far as we can get it. We're now moving on to the Tissot. This Tissot, the 2481, I didn't strip it down, so I'm hoping everything's here. But I've been handed the job and it was in bits, and now I'm reassembling. I want to try and remember how this goes together. I haven't worked on one of these in a while. Let's try and find the correct screws. I think these are the 2 most likely contenders, so we'll go with those 2. Make sure it's torqued down. Grease up the bearing, or not the bearing, just the bush for the barrel. You're gonna have to give me 1 second. I've got to take a quick phone call. Apologies for that, I'm back now. Reduce friction and wear, lubrication retention, apparently reasons besides aesthetics. Yeah, makes sense, to be fair. I can see that being a good reason. It seems more like a brass base with a chrome or a rhodium plated, maybe. Right, the barrel fits snugly in there. Yeah, imagine a rhodium plate of some sort. Okay, so that's the barrel bridge in place. I think that's a screw for the click. What I want is a bridge screw. I'll do the click in a little bit. First, I'm going to do the train. Get the train gearing in place. Third wheel, center wheel, just the escape wheel. Okay, train bridge. Now let's see how quickly we can get these pivots lined up. I think it's the third wheel's giving us issues. Which is a bit of a pain because I can't really access it. Nope, I think that's in. There we go, I think I've got it all in place. Yep, all good. Let me get the screw down quickly before anything jumps out of position. Just want one screw in. There we go. Okay, that should at least secure it. That's a big one. It's a pretty big plate. It takes up most of the movement, this one. There we go. Are those tweezers do want size 3? And what we're seeing? So this is the Dumont 5, but these aren't the original, obviously, tips. These have been shortened down over the years and sharpened, so they're not grade 5, they're probably more grade 3 or size 3. So this was the pair of tweezers that I started out on, and I've just used them ever since. So I'm now very fond of this pair of tweezers. It's just an adapted pair of number 5s. Yeah, I've been using these since day one. And I've basically adopted them, so my tweezers now. I do need to get myself like a nice set of tweezers. So a nice set of number 5s, mostly for hairspring work. Because whilst these are good for general use, they're a bit too thick for anything else. And the other one, no, this is my only pair, my only set of tweezers. It's the only one I use. Well, I use it for like 99% of the work. So I'm trying to get everything for the crown. I don't think. Hang on. So we've got to assemble the click, the crown, the ratchet. P. Both number 5? No. I've only got one. These are my only tweezers, just the one. And these are the only tweezers that I use at the moment, which I use for like 99% of the work I do. This is the only one that you see here. It's down as number 5, but modified. I'm looking for like a ring that sometimes sits underneath the crown wheel, but it might not have one. It's not the end of the world if that's the case. Alright, let me get this click spring in place. Okay, spring is loaded. Let's get the click in correctly. Lovely. This also acts as a bridge screw. It looked like you used one without them, without the edges for a second. You have been deceived. It's the same tweezers. Currently using my yellow screwdriver as an oiler for the grease because I'm running very low on grease at the moment. Don't think I quite realise just how many services I'm doing. I'm just absolutely demolishing my oils and grease. I'm going through them pretty damn quick. Blasphemy. I'm just trying to get some grease on the crown wheel before I put this cover on. That should be good. Okay, if my memory serves me correctly for this caliber, again, I didn't strip this one down. It's been a while since I've worked on one, but I believe I only put one screw into one of these holes. The second hole is used for a screw for the automatic that goes through the automatic plate and into the crown. So I only have to put one in. I believe that's correct. And that's what I'm going to do. It's a shame I didn't strip it down, so it would be fresh in my brain. I can't remember which side, but we'll just go here. It spins nicely, so it's good. So this ratchet wheel, I'm trying to show you. Even in the middle, you can see there's it's like a caved in section. There's like a little indent, circular indent, which creates a little bit of room for this raised section on the barrel bridge. So this will have to go this way down. Let's try and pick out the cram wheel. Okay, so just by doing this, I now know the barrel arbor is catching on the mainspring. So I tightened it enough for it to engage properly, which is good. What I'll now do is just tighten it up, just torque it. It's going to hold with a hand pusher on the cram wheel, just prevents the ratchet moving. And torque it down, don't want the ratchet coming loose. And now we'll oil up all the pivot jewels. Using my micro oiler. The downside is the micro oiler doesn't pick up 9010 too good, a very fine oil. So I use a different oiler for that. There we go. So now we've got the train all oiled, everything's in position, so now we can work on the escapement. Put the pallets in, get the pallets oiled, then get the balance in. Just going to quickly clean the heads a little bit, because there might be something on there. Okay, pivots are now in position for the pallets. And then 2 screws to hold it down. Why are you assembling a watch you haven't disassembled yourself? So I must have mentioned before, but I'll mention again, I got into the trade through family business, and wherever I can help, I will help out with the family business. In this instance, they've got a watch stripped down. My dad, who worked on this, is he's having to move on to do some clocks, and basically asked if I can finish it off and get it assembled. And I have agreed. He's just running out of time to do things. I'll get some bits done. He's needed elsewhere, so I don't mind doing it for him. Pallets go over nice. I'm going to put some oil on the jewels. So yeah, a lot of these watches that you see from the family business, where I'm just helping out. In my spare time. Which is why you see me doing it after work hours, really, or weekends. So a little bit of oil on the jewels, and go around a few times, and then a little bit more. We'll keep going around until I'm happy. Okay, my oiler isn't picking up a lot of oil at the moment. Gone to a bigger oiler. I reckon one more should do it. This one's almost so shiny you can see your face. Face reveal in a watch. Nah, you ain't here to see me, you're here to see the watches. Right, balance is in. Ooh, it nearly went. It nearly went. It's like ticking just a little bit. Nope, it's ticking. And that's without any balance jewels. So we've still got to put the balance jewels in, and we are ticking. We're away. So now let's get the balance jewels oiled. Oh, where do I want to put this? There we go. So a little bit of Rodico. I'll hold the jewel in place as I oil it. The only downside to working on something that somebody else has already worked on is I'm very dependent on them having put everything back, or everything's present. I think we're missing bits. I think we might be missing some jewels. I feel a sneeze coming. Excuse me. Allergies. Oh dear. Let's leave that here so you can actually look at that. Okay, well this kind of sucks. I don't think I have all the parts for the job. Hasn't left one in there. Nope. Ah, that's a shame. Okay. I think we're missing both the balance jewels. I've only got one section of one jewel. I haven't got the cap. Okay, no worries. It's all good. That's the one downside to working on other jobs that I haven't done, is parts could be missing and they're not going to be here. So that's a shame. And I haven't got my spare parts on me. They're in London. I do have spare caps. I even have the caps. I'm missing the other half, so I can't actually do it. Now you have to grind your own jewel. Yeah, from scratch. Gonna have to make this thing work. Let me just double check. Make sure it's not in here. So I can't see it. No, we're definitely missing some bits. Okay, well, that's a shame. I guess this is as far as I can get it for the time being. Yes. She's ticking, but not as well as she could with the jewels. Alright, let me see what else I have I can work on at the moment. Sure, I've got other bits. Maybe we are 2 hours into the stream. It's a shame. Nothing else I'm really going to start on today. We're now at 7 PM, so I'm afraid I might have to cut this one a bit shorter. I was hoping to be on for a bit longer, but without the jewels, it's kind of no point pushing forward with it. So I shall bring that up with my old man. Missing 2 balance jewels. I've only got one section. It's a shame, but that's how it quickly crumbles. But yeah, we've still been live for a few hours. Hopefully I can get those jewels for the next week. But I'm going to call it a day. Thank you all for tuning in. Sorry I'm cutting this one quite brief, quite short. But yeah, it happens. I didn't strip this one down. And not all the parts are here. So I'm going to have to bring that up. Hopefully we can get the parts for next week. And we can finish it off. So yeah, not to worry. Is what it is. Thank you all for joining. Nope, thank you for tuning in. I will be live. I'm not sure if I'll be live tomorrow, but I will be live this coming week. So stay tuned, and I'll catch you later. Enjoy the rest of your Sundays, everyone. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. Ciao.